Close your eyes for just a moment and picture the kind of garden fences you'd see at your grandmother's farmhouse. Remember how they weren't fancy or expensive, just woven together with patience, love, and whatever nature provided. That's the magic we're bringing back today. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 3 simple, budget-friendly fence ideas that'll make your backyard feel like a slice of the countryside. No power tools, no heavy lifting, just the kind of hands-on projects that bring joy without the strain. Whether you're keeping out pesky rabbits or just craving that cozy, rustic look, stick with me. By the end, you'll know exactly how to build a fence that's as unique and full of character as you are. Tell me, friends, does this remind you of a fence from your childhood? Maybe at your grandparents' home or a neighbor's farm? Type memory in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Now, before we dive in, if you love projects that celebrate tradition, save money, and keep you active, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. Every day, we share new ways to make your golden years bloom, from easy DIYs to heirloom gardening tips. Let's grow together. Do you ever find yourself longing for the kind of simple, beautiful fences you'd see around old farmhouse gardens? The ones that didn't cost a fortune, yet added so much charm and personality to the space? Well, today, we're going to bring that rustic magic back to your garden, and you won't need to break the bank to do it. Whether you've got a small corner or a sprawling backyard, I've got 3 easy, budget-friendly DIY fence ideas that anyone can build. And don't worry, there's no need for fancy tools or heavy lifting. We're talking about simple, straightforward projects that'll fill your space with warmth, character, and a touch of countryside charm. And by the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to transform your garden into a cozy, welcoming retreat with a fence that not only adds beauty but also helps protect your plants and give your space some much-needed privacy. Now, let me ask you, do you remember the kind of fence your grandparents used in their backyard? Maybe it was simple, maybe it was rustic, but it always felt like home. Drop a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear what kind of rustic fences bring back memories for you. If you're as excited as I am to create a beautiful, rustic backyard, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Golden Seniors Living family. I've got tons of easy, practical gardening tips coming your way, and you don't want to miss out on turning your garden dreams into reality. Now, I know many of you have probably faced some common garden headaches. Pesky rabbits munching on your vegetables, neighbors peeking over your yard, or those cheap, ugly fences from the store that just don't do justice to your backyard's beauty. If that sounds familiar, then this is for you. Imagine a cozy, private space where you can finally relax and enjoy your morning coffee without worrying about the neighbor's dog or the rabbits making a snack out of your tomato plants. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, guess what? It doesn't have to be a dream anymore. These 3 DIY fence ideas I'm about to show you are cheap, easy, and sturdy. Perfect for us golden eggers who love a good project but don't want all the heavy lifting or complex tools. No more dealing with flimsy, unattractive store-bought fences that fall apart after a season. These are fences that actually work, keeping your garden safe, private, and looking gorgeous. And the best part? You can get all of this done without any hassle. I've personally tested each of these fences myself, so you can rest assured they're senior approved and completely manageable for anyone. Whether you're a DIY pro or just getting your hands a little dirty for the first time, these fences are designed to be simple and satisfying to build. Let's start with the simplest and possibly the most enjoyable fence of them all, the twig and branch fence. Now, this one is so simple, it's almost like knitting with nature. You don't even need to go out and buy materials. Just look around your yard. Those fallen branches from trees? They're perfect for this project. No need to cut anything down. Just pick up what nature has already provided. Once you've gathered your twigs, it's time to get started on the fun part, weaving them between some sturdy stakes. These stakes will be the backbone of your fence, and you can space them however you like, depending on how tight or loose you want the weave to be. You just take the twigs and start weaving them in and out between the stakes, crisscrossing them until you have a beautiful, natural-looking fence that's perfect for lining flower beds or keeping out those pesky critters that might be nibbling away at your plants. This type of fence is not only inexpensive, but it adds a rustic, natural charm to your garden that's hard to beat. It's so easy, Even someone with no DIY experience can do it. I know you're getting excited to try this out, so pause the video and grab some twigs from your yard. I'll wait. Take your time, and once you've got a nice pile, we'll get back to building. Don't worry, I'm here when you're ready to move on. Now, let's move on to something a little sturdier, the pallet picket fence. I know many of you are probably familiar with pallets. Back in my day, pallets were free for the taking at the feed store, and we would use them for all sorts of projects. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn those pallets into a lovely little picket fence that's perfect for your garden. The first step is finding some free pallets. Check out your local hardware stores, Facebook Marketplace, or even a warehouse nearby. Once you get your hands on a few pallets, it's time to disassemble them. You can simply use a crowbar or a hammer to gently pull the slats apart. Be careful not to damage the wood, as it will be the foundation for your fence. Once you've got your slats, it's time to sand them. Trust me, this step is essential, especially if you want to avoid getting splinters. Grab some fine grit sandpaper or a sanding block and smooth the edges down. This makes it safer to handle and gives the wood a nice, weathered finish. Plus, sanding the edges helps it blend nicely with the rustic feel of your fence. Now, attach the slats to posts. I recommend using sturdy wooden posts to anchor the fence securely into the ground. Once it's all nailed together, you'll have a fence that's strong enough to last for years, but still has that charming, rustic vibe that's perfect for your backyard. I'll tell you something, my grandkids love helping me paint these fences. It's a great family project. What colors would you choose? Would you go with a traditional white? Or maybe something a little bolder? I'd love to know what colors you're imagining for your own backyard project. Let me know in the comments. And now, we come to something truly special, the woven willow border. This one holds a special place in my heart, because my grandma taught me how to weave willow fences, and today, I'm passing that knowledge down to you. It's a bit more work than the other two, but trust me, the result is pure countryside elegance. First, you'll need to gather some fresh willow branches. Willow is perfect for this because it's flexible and durable. Once you've gathered your branches, soak them in water overnight to make them pliable. You'll need them to be soft and flexible, almost like a natural rope. If you can, soak them in a bucket or even a large container, so they're ready to work with the next day. Once the willow branches are soaked, it's time to start weaving. This is just like weaving a basket. You'll begin by laying down a row of vertical stakes. Then, start weaving the willow branches in and out, over and under the stakes, until you have a strong, beautiful border. This is a time-consuming project, but the result is worth it. This type of fence is not only decorative, but it's also surprisingly sturdy. Every time I make this fence, I think of my grandma. She had the most beautiful garden, and she would sit by her willow fence every afternoon, telling stories of how she learned to weave as a child. It's a skill that's been passed down through generations, and now I'm so glad I get to share it with you. What's a skill or tradition your family passed down to you? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments. Now that we've built a beautiful rustic fence, let's take it one step further with some fun, creative ideas to make it truly yours. Let's start with something I love to call the memory lane fence. This is a perfect way to give your fence even more personality and make it truly one of a kind. Why not attach a few keepsakes to your fence? You could hang old spoons, vintage signs, or even family photos. Imagine walking by and seeing a photo of your grandkids or an old sign that brings back memories of a special family trip. It's not just about the fence anymore. It's about telling a story right in your garden, something you and your family can cherish for years. Every time you step outside, you'll be reminded of the special moments attached to each piece, adding even more warmth and charm to your space. And here's a fun twist for all the grandparents out there. Get the little ones involved in your DIY project. There's nothing more rewarding than having your grandkids help you build something special for the garden. I absolutely love having my grandkids join me to paint the pallets or hang the twigs. It's a perfect bonding time, and it's a great way to pass down family traditions and make lasting memories. Let them choose their own colors for the paint, help with the assembly, or even give the fence its first coat of paint. It's a project that brings the whole family together and creates a garden full of love, creativity, and shared joy. Trust me, you'll treasure these moments just as much as you treasure the finished fence. Now, let's talk about how to soften your fence and make it even more vibrant with some climbing plants. You can bring your fence to life by adding sweet peas, morning glories, or even climbing roses. These beautiful plants will climb and twine around the posts, filling your fence with color and texture. Plus, these climbing flowers are a wonderful way to attract butterflies and hummingbirds to your garden. It's nature's way of thanking you for creating such a beautiful space. Imagine seeing delicate blooms on your fence while butterflies flutter by. Now that's rustic garden magic at its finest. The flowers will add depth and charm to your fence, creating a lush, enchanting atmosphere right in your own backyard. So, which fence are you thinking of trying for your garden? Will you go for the Twig fence, perfect for quick charm and simple beauty? Or maybe the Pallet fence, sturdy and upcycled, ready to stand the test of time? Or perhaps you're drawn to the willow weave, with its timeless tradition and elegant touch? Whatever you choose, each of these fences will make your backyard feel more like home. Let me know which one has caught your eye in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing from all of you. Tag a friend who could use a little backyard upgrade. Maybe it's someone who's looking to add some privacy or just wants to bring a bit of rustic charm to their garden. Spread the love. And hey, if you enjoyed these easy DIY projects, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That way, you won't miss out on any future projects that make aging fun and rewarding. Trust me, we've got plenty more creative ideas coming your way. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I can't wait to see your DIY fence projects and hear all about the magic you've created in your garden. Remember, whether you're a gardening pro or a beginner, it's all about making your space uniquely yours. Until next time, happy gardening.